Hello and welcome aboard Happy Days.
Hello, I think there are two people watching.
Well, I think what happens is with a lot of these live broadcasts is that quite a few people watch them retrospectively.
I hope so.
Well, I think it's also one reason why we're going to keep this short and sweet, because there is nothing worse than catching up on a live stream and then finding that it's 2 hours long.
So. No, I never watch those. No, I never watch them at all. So, I mean, one of the reasons we're doing this is just to show everybody that we are going to start going live. I can hear my phone. Hang on.
Yes,
Carry on.
you turn your phone off. Yeah, so we've got just this little announcement that we wanted to make, and we're going to try and keep it short and sweet. If we get time, we will take any questions. So if you do have any questions, then put them in the live chat. You should see the live chat next to the video, and we'll add those and try and answer. And if you're a supporter, by the way, do let us know in the chat. So hello to Philippa Hutchings, who has joined us. So,
oh, hello, Philippa. Lovely to see you here. It's really great to see you here.
So for those who don't know, we have done quite a lot of live streams in the past. Of course, the difference was that was in the tropics aboard our sailboat Esper.
Yeah.
So this is our first live stream from the UK. How does it feel, Elizabeth?
Well, I'm rather relieved that we're doing it, because the first time we tried to do it, it didn't work. Are you pushing me forward?
Yeah, just come forward a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
apparently I need to go a bit further forward. I'm on a sliding chair, so if I start drifting backwards, it's not my fault. The boat's tilting backwards. Anyway, yeah, so in the tropics we did it live, and it was always like 5 in the morning over there. It's very dark. We were always very tired. Time differences was too difficult to catch up with people here and in the US. So now we're on better time, I think, for people. So hopefully you'll be able to see us while you're awake. That's the idea. And of course the other thing is that we're not doing live streams from the boat particularly. What we want to do is live stream trips so that you can see in actual real time where we're going. That's the idea.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Yeah, I think one of the problems also from doing it from the tropics was the heat.
Yeah.
You can imagine we used to have a big studio light set up, and it would often do it in the saloon, so we were enclosed. And even at sort of 11 o'clock at night or midnight, when
it was really hot.
It was so hot, and we'd have to have fans going, and then we'd have to turn the fans off because the fans you could hear in the background, and it was quite uncomfortable. So
we don't have that problem here.
No.
Although it has been quite hot. Sorry, we've got to talk about the weather. We are English, we're in England. It has been very hot. At the moment it's a nice balmy early mid-20s. Now we have got some people. I just quickly want to say hello, Sue. Thank you very much. 55 minutes till the football. Looking forward to that. We've got Paul and we've got Eric.
Yeah, and Eric, Sue wants to know, can we see Marley? Now we can't really move the camera, but he's around. If he appears, we'll get him
Marley,
out. We'll see if we can
where are you?
Get a
Come on, Mars.
little appearance from him.
I don't even know where he is. Yeah, we'll try and get Marley in.
So, okay, so the reason for this stream is, as you said, is to talk a little bit about what our plans are for broadcasting some of our little trips. We had this ingenious idea that because we are now always online with our 5G router, what it means is that we could potentially actually stream some of our journeys. And that is what we want to do. Yeah. So the other week we purchased a Reolink security camera, and it is now a permanent feature on the front of the boat. Now, if you've been following us on Discord, on Patreon, and also if you're an email subscriber, you're probably aware that a couple of weeks ago we set up and launched a second channel called Follow the Boat Live.
Are we keeping that channel?
Well, this is the question I wanted to put to you guys. So the idea of setting up this channel initially was to just see how this streaming would work, and we needed 50 subscribers for YouTube to allow us to start streaming from that channel. We've now got over 100 subscribers.
Yeah, we got that pretty quickly. Thank you very much to everybody who made an effort to subscribe to that channel. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it happened so quickly. See, my personal feeling, and I'd really like to know what other people think, is that we do all our streaming, we do everything from Follow the Boat. We don't start splitting it out into different channels. I just feel that it would be too we're just diluting it too much.
Well, okay, so I have an alternative take on it. So my idea was that for the actual trips that we do, we would do it from this channel, Follow the Boat.
Right.
But when we're moored up somewhere, we could then leave the camera on. And this is what we've actually been doing this week just to test it. We've done 2 broadcasts and each one was 36 hours long.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
live.
So we just leave it running, you see, and a few people popped in. In fact, we got quite a few viewers, and I think just people randomly just wanted a nice little ASMR experience and scene, looking out, from the bow of a canal boat.
A bit like those cameras you get inside birds' nests, where you just see the animal sort of bringing the. So there's nothing very much happening, although there is a really good view of the top of my garden. So I've got a garden going at the front, which I'm extremely proud of, and it's pretty much all I do all day when not writing. So I kind of see what you mean, but I feel that we need to keep our subscribers together in one place rather than splitting them up, so that all the traffic is all going to follow the boat. Because it's been, if you've been watching us regularly, obviously we've lost viewers because we're no longer sailing, and we've done that for 20 years, and everyone was used to us sailing, and we're now on a canal boat, so it's different. So we've gained some new viewers, which has been fantastic, but we've lost some of the old faithfuls. So I'd rather like to, anyway, that's my feeling. I'm sure people will have thoughts on this.
Yeah, let us know if you would like to see it split like that. But I think the advantage of obviously doing the broadcast of our actual journeys is that we won't have a schedule per se, but we will at least be able to give you advance warning, because we'll know that, say, next week, for example, we're going to planning to go to Doncaster perhaps, and we know that we'll probably leave on a Monday morning. So we can at least give you advance warning and say, okay, next Monday morning at around about 10 o'clock, we're going to be leaving here, and then we can broadcast that on this channel.
It'll just be a straightforward broadcast. You'll just see if it's at the front. Is it going to be at the front? Yeah,
I think so. So
you'll just see me getting on and off with lines, and then you'll get the journey, you hitting things.
Yep.
People coming at us.
Bouncing off other boats and walls and things. But it will be a kind of a passive experience, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not edited, no time lapse. Yeah, just a live view of the gentle canals. And of course, some of these trips could take 4 or 5 hours, and it's just a way of allowing people to dip into the experience of being on the canals as and when they want to.
Well, if it were technically feasible, I would like there to be a permanent full-time live stream. It's just on. People can come and go, just, middle of the night you're bored, have a look, see what's going on around us. If we're in the marina, you're going to get the same view you've seen the last week, which is quite a nice view from where we're moored, but we could be elsewhere, we could be on the move. So I think that's the way to go, and then we make our proper videos as and when it feels right.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know what you think.
Let's answer. I know you didn't want to answer questions, but people are bothering, so it's very nice.
Okay, so Sue wants to know: are you going to be doing any longer cruises this summer?
Like to.
Yeah, as you know, Sue. Obviously, we had the solar panel installation. That was the big thing, which we completed a couple of weeks ago. So that's that. Which
does mean we're thinking of going to Doncaster. We've got 4 days when your cousin's here, so 4 days to go in and out. It's not a long cruise, but it's a bit longer than we have been doing. But I'd like to go for a few weeks at some point.
Yep. So we're thinking maybe York. The other thing though is that, and we always said this year was a year of getting the boat ready.
Yeah.
And of course, this is all about budget. It's about spreading over the cost of, integrating these systems. And the next one that we did touch upon was, of course, the water purification system as well. We have made some progress on that.
Yeah, we have. It's going to happen.
Which is going to happen. And again, we do need to get that done. But you mentioned a trip to York, didn't you?
Yeah, I want to go to York. I really want to go to York. There's a YouTube channel I watch. Many of you may already watch it, The Mindful Narrowboat. In fact, we met for Nash's lovely lady, and she loved York and told me I would love it. So, and we have gone there by road, but I think it could be great. The only problem might be all the stoppages that are going on now. We have to keep a careful eye on them.
Yep, and in fact, someone did ask about that. It was Philippa Hutchins who said, are the low water stoppages and closures going to affect you? We were planning on leaving the marina to continuously cruise, but the whole canal is shut.
Oh no. Where are you, Philippa? Where are you?
I mean, and I've been reading reports of people stuck in marinas in certain locations where they can't even leave the marina. And it is a problem. Where we are right now, it's not so much of a problem, touch wood, but we know that we wouldn't have to go too far towards the Leeds-Liverpool Canal, which of course is closed, before we start hitting some of these closures. And in fact, we've had a closure on the Stainforth and Keadby towards, in that direction going east.
Yeah.
Is that they've got problems with one of the bridges, haven't
Yeah,
they?
you can't get onto the Trent. I don't know if it's open yet. It's the railway. It's not the CRT's fault, it's the railway. So, for us, it's not been a problem, I would say, so far, because we're not going very far. We're based in the marina most of the time. We're able to zip in and out. I think if you were going a long way and planning all kinds of big things, then you're going to be very much at the mercy of the closures, which are quite big this year, and it's our rainfall that is the biggest problem, particularly up here in the north. I think it's not quite so bad in the south, but the lack of rain here has really affected us. And then when it goes through into winter and autumn, we're going to have so much rain it'll start. So
by the way, Philippa did come back and she did say that she is on Kilworth, North Kilworth, on the Leicester arm of the Grand Union.
Oh, right, okay, yes, that's a different part of the network to us, yeah. Okay, so, yeah.
Okay, well, look, we'll take a couple more questions in a minute, but just going back to the feed, for those of you who haven't seen it, we thought we'd just show you what it looks like.
Yeah, go on then.
Well, you are going to go out and give us a little wave from the camera, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Just before I go, I just want to say to everybody, I'm wearing one of your T-shirts and it's a bit too big for you, because it's got a possible new logo.
We'll talk about that in a moment, shall we?
Okay, there it is. Right, I'm going out.
Okay, so Liz is going to go to the front of the boat, and of course what we can do here is that we can switch our various cameras on and off. So when she appears, change the view, and she should be appearing at any minute. I can see her waving at the camera now. So that's the view, and as you can see, it's facing due west. So in the afternoons it does get a bit blown out in the skies, but we've been getting some incredible sunsets, and so this is the view that we have the camera set up. Going to be seeing. Liz is talking away to herself at the front there. We do actually have a microphone set up at the front as well, so when you tune into this and just watch a passive broadcast, we do have audio as well. It's quite a decent microphone, so we are able to pick up things like bird song and so on. She's now picking up all her plants and giving us a guided tour of her little garden. Anyway, we'll come back to her in a moment. Okay, I've called her back. So so that's a little glimpse, and it's not a bad. Yes, please, if you could come back, thank you. It's a pretty good view, and it's a decent camera. In fact, it's a better camera than the one we're using here. It captures in 4K, although we tend to broadcast in 1080 HD. So it's very good at night time as well. So in the evenings it's picking up some of the distant buildings that are lit up, and then without the lights, of course, we get the infrared will come on. So this could be an opportunity to maybe capture wildlife that we see at night time on the towpath, deers, moles, creatures.
Can you see Marley?
And Marley's now putting in a little, here
Marley.
We go.
Can you just see him do that? Marley, sit! Marley, sit!
There we go.
There you go. Marley, sit. And you ready? And hop! Oh, good boy.
And Sue says the sunsets have been amazing. Thank you, Sue.
Yes.
I know Sue's been tuning in. Jack says hello, Marley. So yeah, that particular view that we've got at the moment is a particularly nice view.
It's our view. It's our marina view. Because we're a
is.
canal side. We're not stuck in the marina. We're not stuck in what we call Coronation Street. We're just stuck on the edge. We've got a nice view.
Yeah, come in a bit.
Come in a bit.
Oh, Marley's trying to get in on the
I
action
can't get in
now.
because Marley's here. Come on then.
So, of course, the other thing that we could do, let's just go back to that. Let's just go back to that view there. So I'm going to transition back, and other things that we can include are little overlays. Now we've been including a little weather box. Now this is a live sort of update of what the actual weather is, so it gives you the temperature and what the forecast is. And we also have a little map. Now it's entirely possible, of course, to actually show our location on a map that gets updated. So as we travel around, you'll be able to see on the map overlay our actual position, which is a great idea. Potential security issues perhaps, so it's maybe something that we would only show you while we're moving, but yeah, there's lots of opportunities to show those kind of things, so we're quite excited about that.
I'm just reading the comments while you're waffling. Just hello to everybody. Can't say hello to each of you individually, but we're thrilled that you've bothered to make the time to come and talk to us and to see us live. It's really great.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned very briefly your t-shirt.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
It's a size XL male American, so I would be a medium, so it is massively big, but I've been working on some logo ideas and some t-shirt ideas. This is the first one, just a proto. You've got a colourful version of it. So we're definitely going to up the shop. I'm going to do quite a lot of different designs. I'm not just going to. I can't because Marley's here. It doesn't matter. They can see me.
Can they hear you? Can you hear Liz okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you hear me? Yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun just playing around with ideas. They're all going to say follow the boat somewhere on them, but they're all probably going to be quite different. They'll be available in 1 or 2 colours, and it's just going to be a series of different designs. So watch this space. When we get the shop up and running, we're going to do them all in one go. We're not going to do them in dribs and drabs.
Yeah, so obviously we love your support. We love all the likes and the shares of our videos. We do have things like Patreon as well and FTB mates. But if you don't feel it support us that way, we do have the shop. So if you wanted to buy a t-shirt, then I'm grateful of that. And this is one of the reasons why Liz has been working on this, because of course our old collection is all sailing related.
Yes, it's all very dated now. I think we'll probably still keep our old Follow the Boat logo as a t-shirt, the old sailing logo, but everything else is going to be new. There's going to be lots of new colours and different designs and quite a wide spread. So at the moment we're getting a few samples in and we're looking at them for texture, for styling, for sizing and so forth, and once we've got all that sorted we'll know what we'll be able to offer. And this used to be my business. I was in it for 25 years. I do know a little bit about clothing and fitting and all that, so yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this.
I mean, we've been using the same t-shirt drop company, and the quality of their t-shirts is excellent.
Nowhere else. We've tried a few.
Yeah.
Printful, if you're thinking of looking for one, Printful. Use them, they're very good.
Yeah, we've tried a few others and they're just not quite as good. So yeah, it'd be nice to get a few fresh t-shirt designs, I think, and obviously in the videos you'll see us wearing some of the prototypes that maybe didn't go as far as being printed publicly, but it's always good fun playing with that kind of thing.
Yeah,
you've had a lot of fun in between all your writing a book at the moment. So.
Yeah, so I'm writing a book on sailing for Bloomsbury, for Adelaide Coles. It's going to be very much a handbook for anyone who wants to become a Liverpool cruiser on a sailing boat. And I have found, what's really interesting is I'm spending a lot of time explaining to people why they shouldn't rather than why they should. So I've got to sort of up it and be a bit more positive. I mean, obviously I am positive. We did it for 20 years and loved it. But if I'd known all the pitfalls beforehand, I might have been a bit more ready for it. So that's the idea, that this book will give people a real insight into what it's like and what you need to prepare and how you can prepare and what to expect. So all very exciting.
Oh, by the way, Carrie got a glimpse of your garden and she said it's looking great. She
loves
thanks,
it.
In fact, a few people have commented on your garden.
Oh, good.
Jack May has. Daniel and Lundo Barley, thank you for joining us. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. Good to see you, chaps.
Yes, Daniel, I wasn't a silk trader, but I worked for a silk company out of China. Yeah, making clothing, that's correct.
Okay, short and sweet. We don't want to rattle on and on and on.
Yeah.
Let's just give you a little glimpse of that view again as we wrap up. And in fact, what we could do, of course, is to put ourselves in the corner there. So, yeah, anything else you want to say, Liz?
I've got some ideas already. People have said a matching bandana for Marley. Wouldn't that be great? I'd love that. And V-neck tee, Sue. Yeah, short. Yeah, I'm looking at women's designs. The unisex designs are just too sort of kind of big and baggy for most women. I'm looking at some still, on trend, slightly baggier, but designs as well.
Great.
We need a gardening episode once I've done all the research this
Well, I think it's good. I mean, it's something that you see on lots of canal boats. Lots and lots of canal boats. They all have flowers. Some people... Photo of a canal boat in Berkhamsted, which is where he's based. You know how we've got 6 solar panels?
Yeah.
He had 6 massive turfs of grass.
I think I'd love that. But you can only do that if you're plugged in somewhere. You keep pushing me forward, I will run him over if you push me forward. We can't really do that because we need all that space for our solar. So that's why we've turned the front really into the garden. Because we've got so much room at the back, it doesn't matter that we haven't got a lot of space to sit at the front. Maybe next year we can start putting some pots on top, don't know, might do. But I know we've got, if we go to the Wash, we've got to go down through, what other towns we've got to go through? Nottingham.
Oh, we have
What's the big one we've got to go
Boston.
The one with the Lincoln.
Yep.
It's renowned, a low bridge, so everything will have to come off for that.
Yeah. Do you want to just tell us quickly what's in your garden?
Right at the front of the boat you can see those flowers standing up at the very front. Those are alliums. They're mini alliums. I got them because Jamie said he liked alliums. I got them as a bit. I've got 3 enormous pots of tomatoes. The one on the right on the seat, there are 2 next to it just as high. They absolutely with tomatoes. I've never grown a tomato in my life. We've got 2 tubs of wildflowers, so every time I go out there I do see lots of hoverflies and lots of insects, which is great. That was the whole idea of doing that. And what else? So from the supermarket I picked up those pots you get of herbs, and I've managed to now develop the basil, the chives and the parsley into enormous pots. We've got way too much of those, but it's brilliant. We can just use them in the cooking all the time. There's a really good pepper. I don't know what pepper it is, but it's a chili pepper. And it's got at least 20 beans on it at the moment.
So when you bought that, so the chili plant, it already came with 4 or 5 red chilies.
It was a bit knackered.
They were so big. So we had those chilies. It's pretty hot chili, I'm happy to say.
Yeah.
Since we've had those, it's grown all of these new. They started off small, of course. But
I know, I can't believe it. Just loads of chilies. I just love it. And this is what we're going to have more of next year. We've got a few flowers as well in there. And I've got another chili plant that your cousin's daughter, Alice, gave to us. She also gave us a kind of cucumbery plant, which was a little bit sad, but it's starting to perk up a bit now. But I'm beginning now to get a good idea about what to plant for next year. Yeah.
It's great, and as you can see on the feed, it makes for a nice little border on the display, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's really
something
nice
for you guys to watch over the next few months. Just going back, in case the new people missed it, one of the things we were discussing was how we split up these feeds. So we've got 2 types of feeds. We have the ones of our actual journeys, which we are definitely going to be putting on this channel, Follow the Boat. But then there's the opportunity, which some of you may have seen already, is just have a passive feed that runs over many days.
I see. I do. I'm starting to see that.
You get that now.
Yeah. So FTB Live is purely just a live stream that you can dip in and out of.
Correct.
It'll be just on permanently.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you with us on that
Yeah, I'm in
one?
agreement. I suppose. You're doing it all. It's your choice.
By the way, Jack said rocket should grow very well too.
Really good idea.
Yeah, we both love rocket.
Thanks, Jack. That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Okay, any more questions?
Do I have to worry about plants in a stiff wind? I don't worry about them. They either live or they don't, basically. When they're outside growing naturally, they just deal with it, don't they?
I mean, and we've had some stiff winds, but I think in terms of them being blown off, of course they're all within the bow.
Yeah,
so
no, yes, sorry, if that's
they're quite safe.
Yes, if that the question was, is no, they're all very safe. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have been toying with the idea of maybe putting them on the roof, and in fact, as you can see, it's quite a busy bow. And when we last went out, in order for us to have space in the bow to get access to the lines, you ended up putting some of the plants on the roof.
Yeah. They're conscious though that it does stop quite a bit of your view if you put too many plants on the roof. I mean, I think for when we're going, I might just bring them inside in the cabin. You know, it's less hassle, it's easy. Just bring them in, put them in on the floor next to the bed, much easier. And I bring the tomatoes down because they're so tall. But you can usually work around them. Yeah.
If any other plants you guys would like to see us plant, let us know, and Liz will definitely give it a go. But I love the idea of rocket.
Yes. So yes, the Lincoln Glory Hole. I've been it sounds disgusting, but I've been reading all about it on Facebook.
Let's just read out her comment. So Sue is saying the Lincoln Glory Hole is quite low.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you on the River Witham. So this is the bridge that Liz was talking about.
Yes, I saw a piece on Facebook. I don't really do very much on Facebook other than look up canal stuff and publish follow the boat stuff. But I'm always interested to read the discussions in the canal groups. And there was, in the wide beam group, there was a guy who had been through the Glory Hole on his wide.
I can't believe it's called the Glory Hole.
It's actually called. Don't even go there. He went through it on his wide beam, which is actually slightly bigger than ours, and he filmed going through it because he'd been through one way and he went through the other way. So it is doable, and I've got him as a contact now, and it was really good to see. Yeah, so we should be able to do it. He doesn't know anything about it. You won't get a lot of your face when you see it.
I've seen the video clip, and it does look a bit sort of clench your butt cheeks time.
And then the other amazing thing that we really hope we can do next year is go across the Wash. We want to get down to East Anglia because it'll be closer to Jamie's mum and dad, and that's one of the main reasons for being here, is to be close to family. So once we base ourselves down there, it's going to be very interesting to see how much of that area we can take happy days on.
Now, so just thinking about this, one of the things that concerns me is we're saying we're going to do the Wash next year, but of course, if we're doing the Wash next year, that means we'll be going through the whole of Lincolnshire.
Yep.
In the space of a couple of months.
Yep.
And I get the feeling that we might get to Lincolnshire and really quite like it.
Yeah, to be honest, I think this is probably one of the better places to be in the country from the point of view of it not being too busy, it still being quite natural and wild. We're surrounded, it's so unbusy compared to what I see on other YouTube channels and in the groups that I read, because we're off the beaten track here a bit, and I think that...
Do you think we're spoilt a bit?
Yeah, I think we've come to somewhere that's pretty wild and special. And to be honest, I don't really want to leave yet. I think there's still a lot more to do. I'd love to go up to Ripon where she was when there's all these places. And in fact, I think we now know it's quite easy to get to your parents, so it isn't necessarily a rush to be right next to them. We can just grab a train anytime we like, can't we?
Yeah, I mean, at least we're on the right side of the country for them. So I just, everything I've read about Lincolnshire sounds delightful, glory holes and all. Yeah. Oh, Eric still, he's saying plants for birds and bees. Well, I mean, you do have some of those wildflowers were specifically for bees, pollinators.
I'm going to get more. I got these two trugs from Sainsbury's early in the year before I did anything else and I just put the seeds in, but they're really crap, they're rubbish. I'll let them carry on for this year, but next year I'm going to sow proper wild seeds that I buy from there's a wild seed provider, because I got one package from those guys this year and put it into a grow bag and it's gone ballistic. So I would like to have at least 3 or 4 wild seed areas out there, and maybe try again to do sowing the wild seeds on the back of the boat and the fenders.
Well, Jordan Flomad has suggesting one step further. Why not just have a beehive on board?
I'd love one. I would really love one. My dad kept bees. I love bees, honey.
Okay, chaps. Well, we said it wasn't going to be a long one.
Yeah, it's
We've
half an
done
hour.
half an hour already. We think that's quite long enough. But the longer broadcast we're going to be doing will be for the entire length of the journey. So they could be, say, 4 hours long. So make sure, please, sign up on Discord, which is free. Our email updates via our website, followboat.com, and of course our community page, the posts that we post up on YouTube. So these are just the static posts, just so that you know when we plan to do our next live broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping, if all goes well, a week tomorrow, that we'll be off on our way to Doncaster.
Well, definitely a week tomorrow, because my cousin Fiona and her
Yeah.
husband Mike are coming up.
Yeah.
So we'll do that one then, definitely.
Yeah, so we should be going then, but there might be stuff going on before then, don't know, can't really say. The other thing is that I do try and publish stuff on Facebook, but Facebook hates YouTube. So the moment I mention YouTube or I put a link, it just throttles it right back and hardly anyone sees it.
It's the same with Instagram as well. They're just... This algorithm, it's so difficult to deal with, so, which is why we appreciate you guys for joining us today.
We really do. And also, as you say, probably the best way is to just join our website.
Yeah.
And Discord, really.
Discord, we're very active on Discord. There should be a link in this description or one of our previous videos description. So that's where the likes of people like Daniel and Jordan, who are in the chat, Lundo Barley as well. There's quite a few of you who are quite active on Discord, and we just find it the easiest way to communicate, don't we?
It's quick, straight. We get immediate feedback on stuff. Love it.
Yeah.
So half an hour till the ladies are kicking off in the European Championship in the soccer, football. This is their third final. They're playing Spain, and Spain are supposedly tipped to win, but we all love an underdog, so I'm going to be supporting. I need half an hour to get ready now.
Yep. Talking of underdogs, we've got Marley just here. That's what Liz is playing with, little Marley down here. Do you want to give him one more biscuit before we go? I'll just give you one more little treat, shall we? Oops.
Marley, sit. Stay there. Stay there. Marley, hop.
There.
Oh!
All right, chaps. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch up with you